Did you know that 70% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the second generation, and 90% by the third? It's a shocking reality, especially when you consider how much effort it takes to build that wealth in the first place. But there's a group of families who beat the odds, those who keep their wealth for generations. So, what's their secret? How do they not only preserve their wealth but grow it, generation after generation? The answer isn't luck. It's strategy. These families don't just make money, they understand the mindset, the systems, and the habits that keep their wealth intact, no matter what happens in the economy or the world. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the strategies that wealthy families use to protect their legacy. You'll learn how they think, live, teach, and plan in ways that most people never even consider. Get ready for some surprising insights and facts that will change how you look at wealth forever. Stay tuned to find out why the rich rarely lose their wealth, and how you can apply some of these lessons to your own life. Chapter 1. The Genesis of Legacy. How wealthy families are born. Wealthy families don't just get rich overnight, they start with a vision. From the moment they launch their first business or investment, they're building more than just financial security. They're creating a blueprint for future generations. In fact, 70% of wealthy families lose their wealth by the second generation, and 90% by the third, according to a study by the Williams Group. But the ones who make it past this hurdle tend to start with one thing: a deep, almost obsessive focus on long-term planning. Think about the Rockefellers. The family didn't just create wealth, they created a culture. The foundation of their wealth wasn't only in oil, it was in the shared mindset of sacrifice, family values, and investment in education. They knew early on that if they didn't create a sustainable family structure, their wealth would likely vanish. Another crucial aspect? Risk management. Wealthy families take calculated risks, but they never gamble recklessly. They don't just accumulate assets, they build a portfolio of experiences, businesses, and investments that grow steadily over time. And this approach is often taught early. By the time the next generation steps in, they already understand the rules of the game. Chapter 2. Living the Dream, Without Losing It. The power of a rich family's lifestyle. Living like the wealthy is often portrayed in flashy ways: sports cars, private jets, and endless luxury. But the real power of their lifestyle isn't in the indulgence, it's in consistency. Wealthy families don't just enjoy luxuries, they have disciplined habits that sustain them. For example, the average wealthy person spends 60% of their time thinking about investments, businesses, and their future. They often prioritize savings and reinvestments rather than splurging on immediate gratification. Studies show that 75% of wealthy families maintain frugality in their daily lives despite their wealth. Think about Warren Buffett, who still lives in the modest Omaha home he bought in 1958 for $31,500. This lifestyle doesn't mean they're living without enjoyment, it means they're living with purpose and focus. The family dynamic also plays a big role. In successful wealthy families, there's often a shared philosophy: working together, staying humble, and making decisions with the future in mind. This often prevents them from getting caught in the trap of immediate desires. They know that the wealth they've built isn't just for them, it's for generations to come. Chapter 3. Schooling Success. How the rich learn beyond traditional education. Wealthy families know that education is more than just what happens in a classroom. In fact, studies suggest that 65% of wealthy individuals don't rely solely on traditional schooling. Instead, they seek mentors, business partners, and experts who can guide them. For example, Richard Branson dropped out of school at 16, but he surrounded himself with highly educated and successful mentors. This learning isn't just about the academic, it's about life lessons that can't be found in textbooks. Wealthy families also prioritize emotional intelligence, EQ, over traditional intelligence, IQ. Studies from the Carnegie Institute suggest that 85% of financial success is based on soft skills, like relationship building, communication, and leadership. They invest in their children's EQ, knowing that it'll pay off in building relationships that lead to bigger opportunities. If you're finding this information helpful, Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss the next part of this powerful journey on how wealthy families stay rich. Chapter 4. The Art of Teaching Wealth. Passing the torch without the burden. Teaching the next generation about wealth is one of the most critical steps in preserving it. According to research by the Family Wealth Alliance, 70% of families have no succession plan. The wealthy understand this better than most. They don't leave the management of their wealth to chance. Instead, they intentionally teach their children about responsible money management, the value of hard work, and the importance of giving back. In fact, 78% of affluent families pass down their wealth with the help of formal education programs designed specifically for the younger generation. These programs teach them not only about financial management but also about keeping family values alive. For instance, the Waltons, of Walmart fame, created the Walton Family Foundation to educate their heirs on their core values of community service, frugality, and humility. One of the most important lessons that wealthy families teach is the art of giving. Studies show that 72% of wealthy individuals donate to charity, teaching their children the value of helping others while building a legacy. It's not just about making money, it's about using wealth to make a difference in the world. Chapter 5. The Wealth Mindset. How the rich think differently about money. The way the rich think about money isn't about numbers, it's about perspective. Wealthy families think long-term. They are patient investors who understand that compounding interest isn't just for your bank account, it's for your wealth-building strategies. According to a study by the National Bureau of Economic Research, wealthy individuals invest 3 times more in long-term assets than the average person. This shows that the rich view their wealth as a tool for creating more wealth, not just as a means of consumption. They also know that failure is part of the process. Rich families embrace mistakes because they understand that they provide valuable learning experiences. Rather than viewing failure as a loss, they see it as a necessary step on the path to success. The rich think about wealth in terms of freedom, not just cash. They understand that the ultimate goal isn't just to make money, it's to have the freedom to live life on their terms. This mindset allows them to make bold decisions while keeping an eye on long-term sustainability. Chapter 6. The Forever Formula. How wealthy families reinvent the cycle. Adaptability is the final key to wealth retention. In today's world, wealth is built on change, whether it's shifting markets, emerging technologies, or new industries. Wealthy families know how to stay ahead of the curve, constantly reinvesting their capital and ideas into the next big opportunity. Take the Bezos family, for instance. Jeff Bezos didn't just invest in Amazon and call it a day. He has consistently reinvested in the business, betting on areas like cloud computing and artificial intelligence, which have helped Amazon become a trillion-dollar company. This ability to adapt, learn, and evolve is what keeps their wealth alive and growing. Wealthy families also stay involved in the emerging economy. They embrace tech, cryptocurrencies, and new business models that disrupt traditional industries. Data from McKinsey & Company shows that 45% of high-net-worth families actively invest in emerging technologies, ensuring their wealth doesn't become outdated. By constantly evolving, wealthy families turn temporary trends into permanent sources of income. The rich don't just preserve their wealth, they actively seek out opportunities to reinvent it. This forward-thinking approach ensures that their wealth doesn't just survive, it thrives. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about the secrets of wealth, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more insightful content.